Hello.
Oh, not sure what happened there. I'm really
Oh,
sorry. No, I couldn't do anything
Oh,
apart from the private chats. I'm really sorry.
Don't worry, it's fine. It's okay. I've just got to try and remember everything I just said.
Okay, so we'll start again.
Yeah, okay. That's just let me double check because I've just taken my phone off. Just let me double check. Oh, it says we're still live.
We are, but you're not on. You're not on.
This will be all at the beginning of the video. They'll look really professional. Hi everyone. Okay, technical problems. Right, I'm going to start right from the beginning. Hopefully, yeah, we'll start again because apparently you can hear me. So hopefully I'm going to remember exactly what I said. Okay, so let's pretend the first bit didn't happen. We can edit that out in production, I'm sure. Okay, William Morris famously once said, "Have nothing in your houses that you do not know to be useful or believe to be beautiful." And today on the Virtual Village Hall, we're going to try and combine the two and make a gardener's journal that's not only attractive, but also very practical. So normally with these sessions that I run for the Virtual Village Hall, you'll have something at the end that's very similar to the sample piece that I demonstrate. However, today it's very much about your own style and your own thoughts and your own feelings, and also the collage material that you've brought along with you today to join in with the session. Another thing with this session, normally when I run this workshop in real life, it's like a day or two course where we can just really relax, take our time over each page. So I've had to condense that just into, say, like a 30-minute session. So I've tried to do that by just going through 4 points, and we're going to go through those today. But also remember, you can take a lot more time over this. So this video will be on the Virtual Village Hall Facebook page. So you can come back to it, you can save it, you can pause it, rewind it, and just really take your time over each page so you can have a beautiful yet useful gardener's journal. So the 4 points that we are going to cover, I wrote them down before we had the technical issue, and I'm not sure what I've done with them. Here we go. So we're going to start with the book itself. So the practicalities, like the number of pages that you're going to need, and also what you're going to use your book for. So that's the first thing. We're then going to look at the theme of our gardener's journals. So that might be the colour palette, the feeling that you want, the things that you want from your garden, how you want to express them in your journal. We're then going to create some gorgeous visual content for it, what I like to call collage fodder. You may already have some stuff. I've listed quite a bit in the video captions that you could choose from. So it might be old maps, it might be postage stamps, it could be sort of from magazines, old seed packets, lots of things that you can use. So that's gonna help us to build up our gardener's journal. But also we're going to print some stuff as well. We're going to use the actual leaves from the garden and we're going to add those into our books. And then the fourth thing is putting the book together, how we're just going to do a simple little bit of bookbinding so that your gardener's journal all stays in one place. So let's get started. I'm going to put you down and we're going to talk practicalities of the book. Okay, so I'm going to do my gardener's journal as an A5 size book. So I've taken 4 pieces of A4 paper. So I quite like quite a scrappy gardener's journal. So I've got some packaging paper. This just came in a big Amazon box. I always keep it, so useful for lots of different things. I've also got the page from a Victorian catalogue. It's like lots of Victorian items, really interesting and really great for this sort of thing. I've got some just plain paper that came from a ring binder, some lined paper, which is useful because we're going to want to make some notes. And then we've just got another piece of packaging paper. And finally, you'll just want a piece of card that's going to make front and back cover, and we're going to have to decorate that as well a bit later. So that's the practicalities. So in total I've got 20 pages. That's made up of 5 pages of A4. So again, just as you want, however many pages you want. You might like to have 12 pages symbolizing 1 per month. You might like to have 4 pages which symbolize our seasons, our spring, summer, autumn, winter. It's entirely up to you, and you're going to hear me say that quite a lot because this really is your book. It's your special garden journal, and you use it and make it look exactly how you want it. So I just take a pencil and I go through and just number the pages. That's because in a minute we're going to take the book apart and we're going to start working on it, because you want time for your book to dry, because we're going to do some gluing, some painting, some inking up. And I'm just going to mark it with pencil. You can see I've already done it. I'm just going to over again for the purposes of today's session. So just carry on marking it. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. So that's my 20 pages, and then I'm going to have a front cover as well. That's the practicalities. We've got some lined paper for our notes, and I've also started a little bit of collage and printing here, because it's nice to have something to look at as well as the practical. Okay, I can put that to one side. That's for a journal later on. Now we're just going to think about the theme. So have a look at what you've got on your table. I've been going through my recycling bin, and I found this really nice packaging design from a bar of chocolate that someone gave me. I've also found an old map from a charity shop. I love these colours, and so I can already see some of these colours are repeating. So these are colours that I'm going to be wanting to use in my gardener's journal. I've got these greens, the yellow, there's a couple of shades of green, and then just these tiny little pops of pink. I probably won't use both of these together because they're slightly different shades, but I'm just getting an idea for what I like. I've also got this really nice piece of wallpaper. So it's got a botanical theme, but also we're echoing these colours again. So I think I'm just going to put my map to one side. I think I might use that another day. But I'm definitely going to use this as inspiration along with the wallpaper. And I've also got a magazine that I'm going to go through and then just find complementary and similar colours to what we've got here. So I've already been through it, so I know exactly, so you don't just have to watch me go through. And I've picked out some nice greens here. This is a really nice little collage on its own. If you can see that, there's some trees and some bird life. You could cut that out and collage that on. And then I've gone, I'm looking at colours rather than detail at the moment. So I've got these pinks here. I've got this lovely green, which matches up really well with this. And again, pinks. And I think I've got one more. Oh, here we go. Yes, I've got this yellow with the pink and this sort of darker green. So I'm definitely building up my theme here and my colour palettes. So just take your time, just do the same. Look through what you've got. Try and restrict yourself to just maybe 3 colours and black and white. That really will help your gardener's journal to have this theme running all the way through it. Now we've decided on our theme, we want to just create some of that collage fodder. So we're going to do this using a gel plate first of all. So if you don't have a gel plate or a jelly plate, if you don't have one of these, then you can also use just a sheet of acrylic. You're not going to get such a good result, but you'll get a very similar result, and I'll tell you how to use it. You'll also need your roller. I've got some leaves here and also some dried grasses. They're all from the garden. Bought some more leaves. And I've also got a feather as well. So I quite like to include that. I like to try and attract the birds to my garden. So they're definitely going to feature in my gardener's journal. And then we just want to mix up those colours. So I've already selected them just onto this, onto a plate. So let's start with the pink. So when you're mixing colours, always add dark colours to light colours. If you do it the other way around, you'll find you have to add a lot of white and you can end up wasting paint. So this is the most economical way to mix your colours. So I'll just leave my paintbrush down there. Another paintbrush. So let's mix some of that green. And I've just got this to one side as well, so I don't have to go exactly, but just along those sort of tones. And that green's got a very slight blue tint to it, so we just add that just to bring it down a little bit. A bit more green. There we go, that's pretty good. That's great, and then I just want the darker. Put that to one side because I want to reuse those brushes. I'm going for this more darker green. Again, just a little bit blue. Just brings that down a little bit. Yeah, slightly different, but I'm happy with that. And then finally, so I've got my pink, oh, the yellow as well. So it's not actually too far off this, but I think I just need to bring it down. I think it's got a slight sort of orangey tone to it. I want quite a lot of yellow going through my book. It's looking good. It's one of my favourite things, just mixing paint. It's so relaxing. Okay, that's my colours all mixed up. And now we just want to use our gel plate. Or you, as I say, you can use also just a piece of acrylic. And we want to, I don't know about you, but I find just plain paper quite intimidating. So what we're going to do is just mess it up a little bit. And this is why we numbered our pages, because we want to start taking our book apart and just adding some of the colour. So I'm going to be using the gel plate, but you can do this very similar onto a piece of acrylic. I've just got a scrap piece of paper here, which we can also use as collage because it's going to collect some of the colours. And I just want to mess that up a bit. That's all I'm doing. I'm just taking out the fear, really, because a blank page can strike a lot of fear into you. Let's just go across here. That's it, pop that to one side. I'm going to keep my lined paper as it is, so I can make sure I make notes. So I'll put that there. So much on my desk today. And then here we go again. I might go in with the pink. Just use this to take some of the paint off the roller. So we're just breaking the page or messing it up. Okay, and what's left, I'm just going to pick up as well. So we're keeping with these lovely fresh colours. So this one, I think I'm going to go straight in with a collage. So I'm going to leave that. Or I might just cut out a piece of lined paper, add that to it, make that a note section, which you can do with any of these pages. Some of this nice minty green. So I can use the roller or I can go straight on with the gel plate. Nice. I think I might just do a shot of yellow. Just along the edge. Same again there. That's great. And already my book is starting to have a bit of a theme with these gorgeous colours. So that's our book messed up. We've broken it in a bit. So now we can start adding, we can start making up our collage fodder. So I'm just going to use the scrap paper to take off just the paper from the gel plate, so I can use it again. I might just leave some of that. I'm quite happy if some of that comes through, but you might like more of a sort of a slick book. So if you do, then please just totally clean it off. Then I'm going to do lots of my images in black because I quite like on my piece of packaging for inspiration. I like that these black are the bits that are drawn on, that they're the fine lines that bring it all together. So that's how I'm going to use some of my collage fodder. So I've got my black paint, so just over here. So I'm just going to probably just needs not quite so dominantly black, so let's just try and take that down a bit. Just a little bit more. And I lay my leaf down. Make sure I've got my paper ready. So I've got some tracing paper or just some greaseproof paper ready, but I've also got just another piece of paper. And that's I'm going to use to take off the paint around the feather and also to make contact with the feather and the gel plate. That can come off and I get a really nice silhouette which I can use in my book. But also take that off nice and quick. Put paper on the top and then we can take that more detailed print from there as well. Didn't quite happen. Oh no, that's fine, don't worry. So what we can do, I'll leave that to dry and then I'll go in again with a lighter colour to take that off. So I'll just put that to one side, but while that's just drying, I will show you the next piece of collage fodder that you can make. Again, we're going to be using leaves, but this time we're going to be using some of those images that we found in our book. So I'm going to start with this green here. And I get a very fine piece of sandpaper to rip it off. I take an interesting shaped leaf, one that's sort of fairly robust, and I'm just going to put that underneath. I want that green to come through, and then just very carefully I'm just going to rub over the leaf. And you'll start seeing that the leaf is making a bit of imprint. So we're just scratching off the ink from the paper, and it's knocking against the leaf, and that's just providing us with this great outline. So I can then take my scissors, cut that out. And that will be ready to add to our book. So you can make lots of those. So if you're watching on repeat, then you might like to pause at this moment and make lots and lots of those leaf sort of imprints using different types of leaves, different shapes, and just a great time. So let's go back to our feather. And I need a lighter colour, so it's going with the pink. Sure, that's to get the black off. This should hopefully be enough just to lift the feather. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go in with one of my pages. If it doesn't work, that's fine. I can just collage over the top of it, and I'll just try something else to show you the. It's not my day, is it, today? There we go. So just a little tip, if you do find that your gel plate is ripping your paper, flip it over and pull the gel plate from the paper rather than the other way around. Cool. Okay, so I've got a little bit of a print there. Some of it did rip, but I can just collage over that, so that's no problem. Right, just need to go in with some water and clean my gel plate off. There we are, and then I'll just quickly show you with something else on the tracing paper, because it's a really nice one to do. That's it. So we've got our first print, and then we're doing the tracing paper. That's better. And then we get a more detailed print. And the reason I like doing it onto tracing paper so much is that when you are collaging, once this is dry and you collage it onto your paper, oh, actually I might get another print out of that, I might do that in a minute. When you glue it down, you end up getting some of the colours that are behind showing through. So it's a really nice one to do. And while I'm here, I think I will just, I'm not going to put it in the middle, I'm going to put it up the top. There we go. So I've got another little print there. Now, once all your collage fodder is made up, you can start sticking it to your book. So I'm just going to be using PVA glue. And this is another reason why we numbered our pages. Let's just make sure we get everything out of the way. Okay. Because I've got page 2 here, so I might want to make page 3, but I won't because this is lined. Let's find one that isn't lined for you. I can't find one right now, but you might like to make the pages sit nicely together, so you might like to think about that. You might like to think about how you could carry one page over to another so that you get that really nice flow through your book. So once you've collaged everything and the book is completely dry, you can then put it together. So we're going to take all of our pages together. So, and your front cover as well. I seem to have lost some of my pages. I told you I had so much on my desk today. Aha, here it is. Okay. Five, 6. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. There we are. Brilliant, we got there. So make sure that your book is nicely folded, nice and tight together. Place your front like that. Then what you want to do is just put a wooden board behind. So I'm just going to use a spare magazine. And then just in the middle, make sure it all lines up. You just want to take a nail. You can mark it out if you want. I'm not too fussed about that. Take your hammer. And then I'm just going to hammer right the way through to make a hole. That's gone all the way through. That's it. Then take some thread or some thin cord. And you want to go just with a needle in through one, the hole. You want to go back through the hole, but don't pull it all the way through. Flip the book over and then just use the loose ends to go through the loop that you've made. Make sure it's all sitting flat. Tighten a bow. And there you have the gardener's journal. I'll stick that on. So this, my gardener's journal, is all going to be all about summer. So thank you very much for sticking with me. Thank you for watching to the end if you managed it, and apologies for the technical hiccups earlier on. But I hope that has inspired you to have a look through your recycling bins, to use everyday things just really as inspiration. Keep those colour palette themes in mind, and then also use lots of found objects, lots of found paper that you've got lying around, and just make something really special and very unique to you. So again, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the Virtual Village Hall. Take care. Bye.